that life would be a little bit better if they were a lighter complexion than what they are. Maybe that job they would have gotten. Maybe someone is nicer to them when they trip and fall and pick them up. They just feel that being lighter is better than being darker. Period.
Xavier, let me know what you think about colorism. Basically, what I'm saying is, do light-skinned blacks have an advantage over dark-skinned blacks, or have it easier? What do you think about that?
Yo, I can only speak for when I was coming up. I mean, light-skinned cats always had it easy. That's why the dark-skinned cats was always scrapping. It was always fighting. That's why they like, dark-skinned cats are so much tougher. Light-skinned cats are so much softer. Because, the trials and tribulations you had to go through as a dark cat in school. Like, you caught all the jokes. Everybody was always hiking on how dark that cat was. Like, come on, bruh. Yeah, darker cats back in the day was forged in fire, bruh. Going through school, bro. They came out forged in fire.
I don't know. I got a different take on that. I don't know.
That's probably because you're on the super lighter end of that spectrum as well.
Because I'm on a super lighter end of the spectrum.
Yeah. So I'm dead in the middle. You far left of that spectrum. So I mean, your interactions might be different. Okay, I mean, fair enough. But I didn't see, as far as like what colorism is saying is with advantage. I don't think it was any advantage being lighter skin or anything like that. You know what? You know what you sound like?
What's that?
Yo, I don't believe there is no white privilege. I don't get no privilege for being white. You just existing is part of that privilege you don't understand. So it's the same way for you. Like, yeah, I don't see no big discrimination, bro. Like, you're existing in it, in the space of it. So no, you don't recognize it. You're living in it.
All right, I mean, that's your take on it, and it is plausible. It's plausible. It's plausible. It's plausible, man. But it's hard for me to see it because I do have a little bit of naive. You know what I mean? I don't see it. I don't see it, to be honest with you. Because I always look at it like there's so many different people, so many different shades of black that, it really doesn't matter. There's no advantage as far as like, I know inwardly, there's no advantage as far as like how we're built or anything like that to me. So I don't see it.
Absolutely. So,
right.
So from that scale, then yeah, but there's no difference from being black or being white then, right? Just the pigment differential. But you get treated differently in society based on that pigment differential. Same way within the black community, you get treated differently based on that pigment differential of that color of brown. Think about this. Think about like in India, Jamaica, all these other countries. They have this whole rampant thing where everybody's bleaching their skin, trying to be lighter. They don't want to be the darker version of, because there's always a perceived easier path if you're a lighter complexion.
Right. But it seems like they do that as far as when it comes to what they feel is desirable as far as their mate.
Again,
but real quick, they're doing that. I don't think they're doing that because of the way they're treated. I believe they're doing that because they want to be more desired. They feel like a lighter complexion is more desirable. I think that's a different thing. But do people get treated different because of this? Because of how black they are or how light they are?
I'll call bull because like you walking down the street, right? Boom.
Black or how white? Whatever.
1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. You walking down the street. 3 cats coming down. Jerry curl, light skin, still got black hoodies on. Your antennas go up. You see 3 Drakes walking down at 2 o'clock. Like, your antennas go up, but your antennas don't really go up. You replace that with 3 Omar Epps walking down the block with black hoodies on. Hey, bruh, I'm on you. And if you call, and that's fact, bruh. That's fact.
To be honest with you, depending on what neighborhood I'm in, I don't care what color I see coming down the street. I got an issue. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. I come from like a fighting background. Nobody ever picked me for shit. You know what I mean? There was always different color variation and different shades. And to be honest with you, I think that sometime, like we were talking about when an episode we were talking about when it comes to the racism, and we see like, I had to pick you because, I couldn't pick you because you were white. I'm white. You're white. I couldn't pick you. So I picked the black guy. I think the same thing goes on inside the black community when it comes to light skin and dark skin. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
And again, they're picking a lighter skin. They're picking a lighter skin individual quicker than they're picking the darker skin individual.
Right, but that whole thing you were talking about with the
there's
bleaching.
that advantage.
But listen, the whole thing you were talking about with the bleaching has nothing to do.
Bleaching because
not the way they're getting treated though. They're bleaching for a mate. That's what they think. They think that light skin is desirable. They're not bleaching because they're not bleaching because they get treated better because they're light skinned. They're bleaching because the people, the men that they like, they feel like lighter women.
I think that's one of the reasons they're bleaching as well. But they also feel that life would be a little bit better if they were a lighter complexion than what they are. Maybe that job they would have gotten. Maybe someone is nicer to them when they trip and fall and pick them up. They just feel that being lighter is better than being darker. Period. And yeah, finding a mate is part of that, but it's still a part of many other different reasons as well. That ain't the main reason.
I don't. Yeah, you know what? When you kind of guilt trip me with that, but you're right. I can't see it at all. I don't see the privilege at all. You got to let me know. You got to let me know. You understand? Okay. You think about it. If you had a dark skinned black in position, is he going to help out the light skinned black before he helps out another dark skinned black?
I don't know. Maybe now check this out. See, that goes to that helping out your own. Maybe he know how it is and how rough it was being a dark skinned kid growing up. Maybe he gives that darker skinned cat a chance over the quote unquote typical pretty light skinned boy. Maybe he might give the darker skinned guy a chance first.
Right. So hence why I got to be so damn tough, because that what you just said is what people used to think of me.
Correct.
But I don't know if they still do, but it makes me more tough. It makes me more gruff. But the thing is, but it also makes me feel for everybody. Like this whole colorism and all this bullshit when it comes to racism, all that, you know what I mean? I didn't get shit just because I was beautiful. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm not even trying to be funny. I don't see nothing wrong with anything, like light, dark, black, white. I don't care the color. I just want to know how intelligent you are and if you are useful.
But see,
that's
again,
I don't care about anything else, but if you're useful. If you're not useful to me, I don't care what color you are.
That's the appropriate way to go, but that's not always the case. And there you go right there. Like you just say, hey, I don't see it, but in the same breath, you say this is why you got to be tough, because being light skinned or the lighter the skin, the softer you were perceived to be. That's part of that colorism right there.
Right. No, I've heard females say that before. Like, dark skinned guys, when dark skinned guys work out, they look bigger than light skinned guys. They can be the same weight. The dark skinned guys just look bigger,
yeah.
What's the crazy
upper doing it.
Right.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
There you go. That I'll be sure complex.
But with black men, it makes no difference because, like as far as when people bleach their skin, I maybe when the women do it, maybe because what you see on television, you see a lot of light women on television, everything. I get it. But if a man does it, I don't get it, because like the darkest skin is like a beautiful skin. You ever seen a dark skinned man with like white teeth? Your teeth can never be as white as his teeth.
Well, because the background is so much darker.
But still, that shit is beautiful. It's like a fucking real Colgate. Yeah. So,
yeah.
But for women, it might be different. It might be different for women, because men, I don't see the point. Women, if you feel that more men are attracted to lighter women, honestly, because what you're seeing on TV and everything, I get what you're doing. I get your philosophy. I wouldn't do it, but I get your thought. Right.
Think of Sammy Sosa.
Looks ridiculous.
Think of like a Vibe Cartel, a Jamaican artist. Like, bruh, these cats was about as dark as your background. Now they're 3 shades lighter than Michael Jackson.
But let me say this: it has nothing to do with how they're being treated. It's all about how they feel that the women that they like want their men. That's what I think it more has to do with.
Well, again, that goes into how you're treated.
No, I don't think so.
Dig that at preferably might be treated a little better.
Just because I'm not attracted to you, don't mean I'm gonna treat you different. I mean, that's just me personally.
Again, you know what I think you're doing? See, this is what you.
No, I ain't doing nothing.
You can't apply Ronald. You can't apply Ron's thinking and say this is the way I would do it.
But I got to articulate Ronald's thinking, because Ronald's thinking is probably better than most people's thinking. Ronald's thinking is a winning way of thinking. I want the person that's going to be advantageous to me. I don't give a what color they are, how dark they are, how light they are. How advantageous are to me? That's more important than anything.
Correct. But again, if the majority operate off that principle, we'd be in a much better position.
I think they do operate off that
I
principle.
don't
To be
think they
honest with
do.
you, what we're
I don't think
talking
that's always
about,
the case.
I think we're talking about like sexual selection, like you know what you want, what you perceive, the woman that you like, what you perceive her to like. That's what you're trying to gauge yourself towards. So maybe
Okay.
Sammy Sosa feels like the women he likes lighter men, so that's
Correct.
why he wanted to be lighter.
Correct.
And
Possibly.
I can see why women want to try to do the same thing. Maybe they feel like the men that they like lighter women. So they go ahead and artificially make themselves lighter or whatever the case is. I understand that. But that to me has nothing to do with how people treat you. I think people treat you based on how advantageous you are to them. That's how they should do it.
No, that's already been disproven. That's already been disproven.
Okay.
This is why tons of people
anybody with good sense
interactions with people of different colors. This is why.
Hear me out. Anybody with good sense would. So if you're around people, listen, X, if you're around people that don't have good sense, then not like shame on you, but just get around people that have good sense.
But see,
so you can get a gauge. Hold on. So you can get a gauge because they're going to gauge you based on how advantageous you are to them. But they ain't gonna care about how dark or how light you are.
You're making the assumption everyone has the ability to make that choice. Let's just say you're going out for a job. Let's just say you out in the public. Let's just say you're going to the store. Your interaction with a bunch of peoples that you didn't decide to put in your area to interact with. So now you're forcibly interact with those people. Now you assuming all of those people got good common sense. No, they don't. So yeah, your core group of people are people you handpicked. Yeah, so you don't have to experience that. But in your day-to-day activities and the jobs you're going out for interviews, no, you don't have that luxury. You have to deal with a lot of people who don't have a lot of great common sense and do a lot of dumb things, unfortunately.
Well, then you got to weed through those. But what I'm saying is listen, what I'm saying. I get what you're saying. I definitely do. The people that you want to deal with, the higher quality people, don't give a goddamn about how light or how dark you are, what color you are. Only thing they care about is how can you help them. Correct. That's all that matters. So for those who might feel like, oh yeah, you know what, that there is colorism. I'm darker, I get treated different. That's because you're around an idiot or fool who thinks that because you're darker, you need to get treated different. That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's kind of
iffy though, because look, right, you're right. Because look at NFL owners. A lot of NFL owners are racist, don't particularly care for black people. But guess what? Black people make their money, so they deal with it and they get that skrilla, right? So yeah, so you can deal with that guy at the very top. Great. But let's say you're going to work for a corporation. That guy, you don't have access. You got access to little minions who do the hiring. They're not the ones. They're the ones who are going to let their bias reflect even more in that hiring and interviewing process. See, right there. That's the issue. That's when it's reflective.
But then what I say is this. So what? Everybody's going to have, you don't know what it is. Somebody's going to like judge you based on whatever bias it is they have. And that person, that if they did that, or if you're a victim of that, then you this is wrong. You was around a lesser person. To me, those people are lesser people who judge off of stuff like that. You're a lesser person than me. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so that's because you're making an easy, simple decision based off stupid emotions. Who wouldn't want somebody that's more advantageous towards them? Like, we're not talking about your mate or anything like that. We're not talking about that. What your preference is. We're not talking about that. We're talking about how people just treat you in general. I don't feel that people treat lighter skinned black people better than they treat dark skinned black people. I don't think that exists.
Hey, yo, we're going to disagree because I think they do. I think they do all the time.
That's ignorant.
People. Yes, we're not going to. We're not debating whether it's right. We're not debating whether it's wrong, ignorant or not. We're debating, does it happen? That's the question. And you said, does it happen? I say yes. That's all that matters. Why and the level of ignorance and the effectiveness of it is irrelevant. Unfortunately, It happens all the time, and it happens at grade school level. We're conditioned, and it's happening in the schools. You dig what I'm saying? It's happening in the teasing. That conditioning starts early, and this is why you might have a Sammy Sosa who had that teasing as a younger age, or now he has the money and the funds, who decides, hey, let me just lighten up.
Nah, come on, bro.
Like that trauma starts at an early age, bro.
You know what? I gotta listen to you. I'm not really around much, so I'm not hip to what's going on. But I mean, I thought that was an old school way of like maybe old school jokes. I never got them even back then, but I don't think people joke like that nowadays because there's so much that's been proven. Like, you've been like disproven. There's all different colors. that is like magnificent. It
Well,
doesn't matter, you know. So it's
hey,
like to
yo,
have that way of thinking is it's like really like barbaric kind of,
that
right?
doesn't make any sense because that's just saying then racism should be just gone. Like, what, we shouldn't even be experiencing that, right? It's
Already,
old.
like I
It's been
said,
just proven.
I already have the end to racism right now.
What is
Everybody
it?
needs to become more narcissistic and into themselves, where it's like, listen, the racism doesn't matter. All my credentials check out. You must like me. I already know you
By
must like me.
default. By
Fuck
default.
yeah, yeah. You must like me by default. You know what
I
I
don't
mean?
know. It sound good. It sound real good. I don't know the practicability of that. I dig the mindset
Racism,
though. Like I
racism.
dig
I'll
the
be damned.
mindset,
I'll
but
be
I mean,
damned.
all that mindset is just going to do is when it happens, you brush off your shoulders, you keep it moving because you're gonna be on top regardless.
Right.
But that still doesn't mean
So you position yourself, and you get ready for the war. If that's
fact,
the case, if you
fact,
always think it's ready, you know what I mean?
fact. That's
You know what I mean?
that's how I look at it. Like,
Right.
yeah, racism out there. Excuse me. Maybe you're gonna run into it or not. Just position yourself to be on top in all situations, and it doesn't matter.
There you go. Simple.
So then you overcome it. You keep
back,
it moving.
you know what? Let's talk about that thing when you were talking about when it even came to racism. And it comes to I didn't agree with you when you said, like, you were telling me about a black woman who got her house appraised and they gave her a lower price for her appraisal because she was black. And I told you, like,
Correct.
yo, that's her fault. They gave her a lower price for her appraisal because she was uneducated. How can an appraiser give you a lower price because of the color of your skin, because you're black, because of your race? That makes no sense. And then if you allow it, that means you're just not educated. You didn't even know, you don't know about real estate if that's the case, because he has to grade your house based off of comps. That's why I told you, I think that story's bogus.
So in that story, black lady has a house appraised for whatever amount it was. She didn't feel that number was adequate. She had a house reappraised, had a white friend come by, posed as the owner of the house, removed all the black pictures, replaced on white pictures, and the house got appraised for more. I mean,
she probably cleaned up her house. You just said that she removed the black pictures and put up her white pictures. No. That just sounds like that sounds like she remodeled.
She staged it better.
She might have staged it better. She might have staged it better. She might have put more thought into it, knowing that it's a freaking appraisal. Come on, man.
So the question is, all right, fine. Let's just say, let's take that out. Take that scenario, throw that away.
Throw that away.
That could be slightly embellished or perceived. You know what? I'm quite sure there's a lot of situations that happen that are just regular situations that panned out. Like you were just not the best candidate or something in that situation where you weren't that person.
Yo, listen, man.
Black happen to be black.
The bottom line, black people's got to stop complaining, man. They always complaining about some shit, and more often than not, it's because you inadequate. Like, yo, white people don't have that much power no more. Cut the shit. I know so many broke white people. It's not even funny. No, I'm serious, man. They don't have no power. Come on, man. The power is
all in the mindset, bro.
The power is in the education and how many people you can build around your philosophy. That's the power. There's no racism, man. It don't exist. There's not enough people with real power. The power is having a correct credit score and having a great credit score. The power is in your confidence. The power is in the way you stance. The power is in going to the gym and feeling good about yourself, especially you a man. There is no goddamn racism. That's for weak people and weak mindsets. If you're walking around weak and inadequate, then yeah, be afraid of racism. Be afraid of colorism. But once you got all your shit going, there is none of that shit. That's what I'm saying. These are mindsets for weak people. That's what I'm saying. And black people stay complaining about dumb shit. Just get better. Educate yourself and get better.
I think, all right, so the first part, racism doesn't exist, is not accurate. Racism definitely exists. But the second part is 100% accurate, though. Yes, racism exists. But if you put yourself in a position of power, you can navigate it a hell of a lot more effectively, and it will probably affect you a hell of a lot less.
Right. That's
the main message.
So that's what if you're so worried about that.
Don't be in a vulnerable situation.
If you're so worried about that, that's what you should be doing.
Correct.
If you're so worried about that's what you should be doing.
Correct.
All day long, all day, every day. That's what you should be doing.
I think that's what it really boils down to.
That's what you should be doing. Absolutely. Because you should be so bitter because of it that you should build yourself because of it. That's
grinding.
Yeah, hell yeah. Ain't nobody give me a damn thing. So that's why I had to make sure, you know what? I don't need nothing from nobody.
Yeah, that's the best. That's the
best. Right. That's the best position. Exactly.
Like,
Stop.
Don't be in a vulnerable situation. Once again, you don't control your own destiny.
Stop taking the victim approach. Stop taking the victim approach because victims are always losing.
Correct.
They're waiting for somebody to save them. They're waiting for a fucking hero. You know what I mean?
That's why they victims.
They're exactly.
Waiting to be saved.
Exactly.
Yeah. Something always happening to them. Mm-hmm. That's why they're victims.
Yeah, racism is just for. Like I said, I don't see a lot of people, white people with all that money and all that power. You know what I mean? The company I work for is CEO is a black man. I'm talking from my own experience. So if people want to get upset, I'm talking about my own experience. CEO black man. You know what I mean? We got a lot of those.
I think it's again, it's all in the mindset, bro.
It's your mindset. It's your mindset.
It's how
think about this. Think about this. Everybody, I'm gonna say everybody who have it's racism and all that shit mindset are vulnerable, are in vulnerable positions. That's the only reason why they feel that way.
Yeah, fact.
Think about it. If you, I don't care who, unless you're pandering for a bunch of people, then that's different because you got an audience you got to pander for. But we ain't got that. So there's no pandering going on. I'm thinking, and my take is if you're taking that approach and that mindset, it's because you probably haven't built yourself in America. Now, that's one. You haven't built yourself in America, which is the land of opportunity for everybody. We got people that come in from other countries that excel. So that's what it is. You haven't built yourself. So now you got to take what's left. You got to take leftovers all your life. And now you crying racism, you're crying colorism because all you're doing is taking leftovers because you haven't built yourself to be a king.
Like, that's rough, bro. That's rough.
I don't eat leftovers, yo. I don't eat leftovers.
That's rough for a lot of people to digest it. I mean, because now you're just saying, like, look, bro, the world is rough. Go out there and save yourself.
Absolutely. We're animals, bro. Go save yourself,
bro. Nobody wants to hear that.
Nobody's wasting. Nobody's coming. Nobody's wasting any time. Coming. Yo, listen. Let's say we get 95 years. Let's say we get 95 years. Why am I wasting a couple of years to try to save you? I only got 95 of these motherfuckers. And when I snap my fingers, I can't even remember 6 years ago. They go by so fast. They go by so fast, X.
But they waiting, bro. They waiting for the government. They waiting for Black Lives Matter. They waiting for somebody to come help them, bro.
The cavalry is not coming. The cavalry is not coming.
The sooner you realize you're on your own, the more successful I think you'll be. Because once you realize it's just you and it's you in the middle of the ocean, you're going to either have to say, all right, I'm going to have to save myself. I'm just going to sink.
Listen to some of these things and some of these things these 80-year-olds say, these 90-year-olds say, these people that are 100 years old, what they talk about and the things that are important. It's so simplified. It's crazy. Like, I think we overcomplicate the things.
Oh, we definitely
overcomplicate it.
That's a fact.
We worried about people trying to save us. I never heard when I speak, can I speak to these people? I love speaking to older people. I never heard them say, you know what? The day my life changed is when such and such came and saved me. when Bill Johnson came down, he came and saved me. Nah. I mean, maybe preachers save people. People change their life because of a preacher. But did the preacher really change your life, or you listening to the preacher and actually making moves because of what he said change your life? So you actually changed your life, right? God helped those who helped themselves. So you helped yourself to the situation. That's what really happened, right? So if God helped those who helped themselves, and I'm not even a church person, I'm going to tell you, all these other cats ain't God. Ain't nobody coming to save you. You got to change your mindset right now, or else you're just always going to be a loser, crying about racism, crying about colorism, crying about all those things because you didn't want to build yourself into a strong individual in your 95 years. You want to sit back and wait and be vulnerable, be a goddamn victim.
Yeah, that's more like it.
No.
That's more like the answer right there.
Ain't nobody trying to help you, bro. People trying to help themselves. How they gonna help you?
It's so much easier to say it's this way because it happened to me. You dig what I'm saying? Like
right.
it's so much easier. So I'm gonna rock with that. It's because I'm black, bro. Like, nothing goes well because I'm black. I take that approach, then I can just say, bro, none of this stuff is my fault.
Let me tell you, black people are beautiful, are strong. It's ridiculous. They age so fucking well. There's so many advantages. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous.
It's a mindset, though, bro. It's conditioning.
Oh my God. You ever seen a black person with lotion on? They skin? That shit is crazy. Like, I look at it, the cocoa, it's amazing what it does to skin. We are lucky. We have our advantages. Let's exploit those advantages. That's what I'm saying.
See, again,
anytime you think
it has to be a whole reconditioning.
Anytime you think of a weak thought, of a thought that somebody, the reason why you didn't get something is because of this. That's a weak mindset right off the back. Just know that you're going to be losing and you're going to be left to the leftovers for the rest of your life. Until you say, you know what? I'm not going to be asking to get into the establishment. I'm going to own the establishment. Until you have that mindset, yeah, you got to talk about racism and colorism your whole life because you don't have the wrong color on your side, which is the green. And you get that by you got to do sacrifice. You got to take sacrifices, man, because ain't nobody going to give you nothing. Nobody going to give you nothing.
Yeah, green. That's the only one that's important. And if you get enough of that, bro, you be able to navigate a little more effectively.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, I know we got to get to stuff talking about, ways to actually get in the green, to say get in the green, do those things. The first thing you can do is, we got Christmas coming up, right?
Yeah.
I don't think anyone that has a credit score below 700 for reasons that they can control should be going out buying any Christmas gifts until they take care of their credit situation. That's number one. That's number one. So buying your wife, buying your spouse, anything, if you're going to buy them anything, pay off some of their credit.
Make a credit card payments.
Make a credit card payment or make a payment to your credit card. And then you tell them that that's the best thing for both of you.
That's dope.
Yeah. That's forget dope. A gift. Forget a gift. You're giving gifts and shit. And you talking about racism. You're giving gifts. And it's a white man's gifts. You buying the shit from the white man and giving it to your spouse while your credit's still fucked up. And you bust your ass just to buy his shit to give to your spouse. So let's say that's right now. That's Christmas, there ain't no Christmas. As far as gifts, there ain't no Christmas. If your credit score ain't in the 700s, there is no Christmas. Why don't we find out what's causing your score to be below that, fix that first, and then, do your Christmas at another time. It ain't that serious.
Load up all the gifts you think you were going to buy and put that on your bills.
Yeah. Start buying people the socks in a normal gifts, man. Keep it G. You don't got to get electronics and shit.
You'll have a better Christmas recovery. People, you always go in debt around holiday time. They spend a bunch of money they don't have, and then they're paying for it that whole year after. So now you're going to have it's like you went out one drinking and you didn't get drunk. Like you
listen,
so great
real
the next
quick,
morning.
And real quick, all of the gifts and everything, let me tell you something. Gone are the days, let me say this. Gone are the days where you're attractive and sexy because of your drip, because of your gear. Those days are gone. You understand? That shit is gone. What's attractive is how intelligent you are, how you can make the green and consistently make the green. I challenge anybody that got dope drip on and everything. I'm saying you're whack. That's whack. Yo, gone are the days. That's not important no more. I'm serious. You don't even have to have all that. You don't have to have all that. Come on, bro. Your priorities are, if your priorities aren't, if you're not congruent, listen, and you're trying to tell somebody that now, I challenge you right now. You got on dope drip, dope everything. What's your credit score? Are there issues that you have that you're not taking care of?
That is fact.
Are there issues that you have that you're not taking care of, but you still look fly? You understand what I'm saying?
I'm pretty sure. Yes.
Right. Then I'm saying that your priorities are fucked up, your ass, and you're the type of person that's always going to be talking about racism, colorism, all these type of isms. That's the reason for your decline. That's it.
That is pretty accurate, but it's still going to be done.
Right.
It's still going to be done.
Right. It's loser mentality.
It's still going to be done.
It's loser mentality. That's
the freshest, skinniest jeans on the block, bro, with the freshest, crispiest Jordans.
Right.
With a 450 credit score. And you're gonna have your fist up saying like racism is everywhere. Fact.
And your life is being dictated by everybody else but you.
Yes.
You walk everywhere and make that's why if that's the case, that's why if any man, black, I don't care what color you are, that's why you upset. That's why you can't treat people right, because you're being controlled by somebody else all the time and you feel it subconsciously. You're just angry. You're just angry.
No, like I don't even know some people who do it are aware of it, because you ever hear the old saying, like someone lies so much they start to believe their own lie. Like, you dig what I'm saying? Like they get so far from what the truth really is. I think that's how that situation goes. Like you're fighting that cause so much. It's the man holding you down. It's because you're dark skinned. I think you start hitting that so much, you get wrapped up in it. Now you believe all of it.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? You forget what the truth was and why you really aren't successful. Like,
right. No, it just, some people just need to hear it from the right person. At the end of the day, I hope that some of these things that we say, some of these takes that we have could actually motivate people, because I'm backwards. A lot of the takes and a lot of the shit that I say is like backwards motivation. I just don't want anybody to feel like they're less than anybody else. That's just the way I feel. Like the smallest person can put up the best fight. You understand what I'm saying? That's just how I feel. I don't care who you are. The smallest person can put up the best fight, because you're going to have juggernauts out here that's taking advantage of you left and right.
Right. Left and right. If you're not going to stand your ground, if you're not going to stand your ground, then yeah, you're going to get knocked over consistently.
The best thing to do is equip yourself with the correct credentials, and just save yourself. Save yourself.
That's the most important part, bro. That save yourself part.
Right.
That's the part that's huge. Because bro, you got to realize it's just you. Dolo.
Right. If you're in a financial situation, that's your fault.
Dolo.
Think about it. And the banks won't let you borrow money. That's your fault. Because obviously somebody let you borrow money before. There's a reason why your credit score is 500. Somebody let you borrow money before. The bank seen it and said, yo, you never paid that person back. So why should I give you the money? So what you're going to do, you're going to go ask your boy Jerome. You want him to let you borrow money. Why should Jerome let you borrow money? The banks don't let you borrow money. So you think your boy, subconsciously, you must think your boy's stupid. You know what that's called? You know what it is? I'm going to throw this out there. I don't like wasted compassion.
And what is that? What is wasted compassion?
Like compassion takes a lot of freaking energy. Like, okay, you love people, right? So you're supposed to give them time and be compassionate to them. You're not supposed to be so direct and so like driven towards the people that you're compassionate with. You're supposed to be patient with them. That's the word you have, patient, right? So how patient are you supposed to be with someone who's weak and complaining and don't want to hear from a stronger individual's point of view? So if somebody that's weak and complaining, they don't want to hear me say, hey man, drop this shit. Let's stop complaining and let's start creating solutions. They don't want to hear me say that, because now I'm a bad guy. All I'm saying is that you're complaining. It's like empty calories, yo. They're not doing, it's not doing anything for you. And people don't realize sometimes you become addicted to complaining. You're not just addicted to sugar and everything else. You become addicted. Your body becomes addicted to the
release endorphins.
Yeah. Just like being on here and talking shit releases these endorphins for me. Yeah. They say, I feel good. You feel good about complaining, about racism, about colorism, the reason why you didn't get this, the reason why you were slighted here. You have you have no plans of getting better. Complaining makes you feel good.
Yeah, that's like your fix for an addict. For a complaining addict. Complaining is that fix.
Right. It's hard to have compassion for, it's not hard to have compassion for those people. It's just that while you're having compassion for them, you recognize it in your bar, like your hit points is going down, like you're a fighter and shit. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah,
you got to be kidding me.
You got to get out of there.
Right.
You got to get out of there.
We got on the phone. You did nothing but complain.
You got to dip, and you got to limit your exposure to those kind of people.
You did nothing but complain.
Recognize that person is that. You got to limit your exposure.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? Imagine a friend called you up and said, yo, X, man, I went out for this job interview. It was between me and a white boy. I think they gave it to him, man, because he was white, man. This racism is kidding me, man. That's what the situation was. Shit, man. How would you feel about that if I told you that? What would you say?
Are you sure?
Like, yo,
the first question is, are you sure?
I'm positive.
How you know?
Because what else could it have been? No.
Maybe his credentials was better.
Nah.
Maybe he's more educated. Maybe he had more work experience.
See, that's not even a real conversation, but that's what you probably want to say, right? You want to be like, are you sure, yo?
Yeah. Let's cross all the boxes before we jump on the bridge and say, he didn't pick you because you was white. Let's make sure. And then again, hey, yo, if you want to keep it 100, as fair and as fucked up as it sounds, if he didn't pick you and he picked him because he was white, it's still your fault, because you should have made yourself so much better.
There you go. See,
such a clear differential.
There you go. That's so. See, that's what I'm saying.
If you look at it that way, it's fucked up. It has to be that way.
Right.
But if you look at it that way, then you will be always overly prepared for most situations.
Or how about this? You told me that. I was gonna say, yo, X, just go somewhere else. You're that good, right? You're that good, right?
Fact.
You're that good. Just go somewhere else. And guess what? What makes you think you should have been one picked? Like how arrogant of you? There was two contestants. Somebody was going to win, and there was a possibility it wasn't you.
That's you knew that going in.
Yeah, you knew that going in. That there's a possibility it couldn't be you. So you should have already had your next plans. That's what I'm already asking you. What's your next plan? Because I honestly don't like to hear people complain.
What is your next plan?
Right. What's your next plan, yo?
That you,
Anytime you complain, it just sounds to me that you weren't good enough. Because when people are good enough, they don't complain.
It's pretty accurate.
It's like fucking hell with them. They lost.
That is definitely pretty accurate.
If you didn't pick me for anything, it was your loss. Swear to God. Because if you would have gave me anything, that's what the people that didn't give me shit. If you would have gave me anything, I would have took it to the house and ran with it. And I think that's why you ain't give me shit, to be honest with you. I ain't gonna lie to you. And now I don't need anything you have to offer. Yeah. Now I don't need anything you have to offer, and it feels so good. Being on this platform, doing this feels so damn good. It's like it was meant to be. Like, I'm happy because of all my shortcomings. I loved every single one of my shortcomings. If I had to go back, I want them again. So I can sit back and laugh at like, Rado, yo, you gonna love this shit.
It makes you, your life journey makes you who you are, bro.
Right. There's certain things.
Any of those things.
Hey, X, check this out. There were certain things that were said to me in my life that I never remember. I mean, that I'll never forget. There were certain things that were said to me in my life that I'll never forget. When me and my wife got together, somebody told me they were amazed that two selfish people can be together. We're still together. Right. When I was in working at Home Depot, my man told me, it's not like any of us, my department manager, when I was 20 years old, it's not like any of us are going to be millionaires. That's not true. Now, so many things. I had somebody tell me that two monkeys could do my job. I never forget. Why is it? And why is it that not only do I not forget these things, I knew it's like reverse deja vu. I knew when I heard them, yo, something ain't right. So it kind of gives me that it kind of gives me that feeling like, yo, like if you listen to Einstein and some of his theories, he feels like everything is happening at once. When those things were said to me, it kind of made me feel that way. And like none of us are gonna be millionaires. It was like, did I hear this before? How come that this feels weird? It's not like what do you say? Two selfish signs. How can two selfish signs be together? Two selfish people, how can they be together? Why did that stick in my head? And mind you, I don't listen to what people say. You know what I'm saying? So, but those things stick in my head. Two monkeys could do my job. Really? Monkeys? God damn. Are you supposed to talk to somebody like that? Are you supposed to talk? Like, I would never out none of these people at all. But it's like, are you supposed to talk to people like that? Huh? And this is a job that I'm trying to aspire to get higher in, and you're in a higher position talking like that? Nah, it's not for me. It's not for me. I didn't curl up and cry like a little bitch. You understand what I'm saying? No, it's not for me. It's not for me. I had greater things. You understand? Greater things. This is not for me. I just want to know, why do I always remember those things? Where are those people now? This is fun.
That's the question.
Yeah. This is fun. Yeah.
That's when you look back and you relish in the moment.
Oh yeah.
You relish in it. It take a brief second.
Bro.
It be those little moment of just self-reflection. When you be sitting back doing your little self-audit, talking to yourself, and you be going through that mental Rolodex, just making sure shit checked off. And then you come across that memory, it's like, yeah. Nice.
Right.
Nice.
Right. All I'm asking people to do, check this out, right? I want to see if people could take 6 months to develop any skill you want. I don't care what it is. Just take 6 months to study something hardcore, whether it's YouTube videos, I don't care what it is. Books about the same topic, but 6 months of consistency with the same thing. And I want you to tell me, like, I just want to see, you're going to comment below, you're going to hit me up whenever. I just want to see, how do you feel now about that one topic that you took 6 months to develop? You understand? Only thing it's not going to work on is going to the gym, because you're going to need more than 6 months. I'm just going to tell you right now, that's just a lifetime commitment. I would never tell somebody just do 6 months of that. That's lifetime commitment. But 6 months, figure out a trait, develop a trait. You understand? Come back, comment, let us know what the deal is. You know, for those who really jump on it, you got to realize too, X, this is evergreen content. There's going to be people that come on here years after this shit is made and hear these comments, and it's going to change their life. You understand what I'm saying?
Ooh.
Because they hear it from a real mother that came from a 9 to 5, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Come on.
Came from a regular nigga.
Yeah, a regular dude.
Like, that nigga mad normal. I remember that guy.
How can you be that normal and that cocky at the same time.
Like, I remember that guy, bro.
You know why? Because I know it's all bullshit. I talk with the best of them. I know it's all bullshit. I've seen non-congruency from the best of them. So I know everybody's bullshit. I know everybody's bullshit. And I just want to let you know that. So you already know what it is. If you watch this long, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Keep this thing going. My name is Ronald West. That's Xavier Carnegie.
Yes, sir.
You watch. Say word. Peace.